Greetings, family, and welcome to Live with Shatufa. Emmerson Mnangagwa arrested Neville Mutsvangwa to pave way for his sons to take over the Starlink deal. This is exposure, with the season of exposure, where we continue to see more and more of the exposures that are happening in ZANU-PF. Remember that in this season, we continue to experience a lot of things that Mnangagwa and ZANU-PF thought that they were hidden, thought that it was never going to be known. But finally, what we are seeing happening is the exposures coming out. The very things that are hidden in closets, the skeletons in the cupboards are coming out, and it's beginning to be very, very interesting. It is a season that has come that ZANU-PF will have to be exposed big time. Whatever that they've done, and they thought that it's swept under carpets, is coming out before the final collapse of the Mafidi dynasty. Mafidi dynasty is not going to be lasting very, very long, for we are seeing quite a lot, and many reports that we are receiving that a lot of people are jumping ship, and it's beginning to be very, very interesting. So Sean says here, Mnangagwa arrested Neville Mutsvangwa for distributing Starlink just to make way for licensing Aura Group using same Dimairio as a front for the twins, which he went to school with at Prince Edward in the same class. Well, Tatenda Mavetera was the usual clown at the Aura launch. So can you see that Mnangagwa strategically placed some of these people like Tatenda Mavetera into positions where he knew that whenever he wanted to play some deals or chest some deals for his children, it would be very, very easy, and especially deals that concerning a lot of money, like the issues of Starlink, the issues of data and networks, telephone communications and stuff like that. This really has quite a lot of monies involved. So one would ask themselves, why then would Mnangagwa have to arrest Mutsvangwa's son while his own sons are going to be taking over? The very same thing again that they arrested Neville Mutsvangwa for. You still remember that time that there was a lot of commotion that happened, a lot of tensions that happened in ZANU-PF when Mutsvangwa's son was arrested. And we continued to see how Monica really took a knock when that happened, and it really drove a wedge between Emmerson Mnangagwa and Mutsvangwa. From that time, looking at what happened then, we never saw the relationship between Chris Mutsvangwa and Mnangagwa ever getting mended again. There was no mending that took place. It seems that strain has really done a big blow to the very relationship of Chris Mutsvangwa and Emmerson Mnangagwa. They were never buddies back again. Up to now, they were distant, and Mutsvangwa was like more reserved. Mutsvangwa was no longer that Mutsvangwa that we used to know. And we started to also see Mutsvangwa castigating some of the people that are surrounding Mnangagwa. You still remember the other time when we played a video of Mutsvangwa castigating Mnangagwa's wife after receiving the PhD, and he was busy mocking those people and saying that a lot of people are just receiving PhDs and yet they don't have brains and stuff like that. And we also saw later on the incident at the National Shrine, where we saw General Chiwenga walking hand to hand with Mutsvangwa. And we did show you the videos, and we were asking questions. What is happening in ZANU-PF? Is this some kind of reconciliation that has happened between General Chiwenga and Chris Mutsvangwa? Right, but after that, we have also seen when Mnangagwa came out and started speaking against Mnangagwa, we also saw Chris Mutsvangwa having been reported to say that they are also waiting for the signal, and they never made any press conference. And indeed, up to now, Chris Mutsvangwa has not made a press conference. The Chris Mutsvangwa that we've always known was one who quickly would go for a presser whenever anything happens. At one point, he did a presser just for Fadzai Maher. The other time he did a presser just to insult Nelson Chamisa for 2 hours. The other time he did a presser, just talking about, the fights that were happening in the Triple C. And you'd ask yourself, why is he concerned about such stuff that he would even have to go and call for a presser and talk about Shabangu? And he was mocking and laughing. And at one time he was praising Shabangu, saying that as long as Shabangu seems to be the only normal person in the opposition outfit. And we were asking questions. What is it about Chris Mutsvangwa and stuff like that? You still remember when he was also saying that Wanatinda BT, we are going to assist them. Nana, when they will assist them because Chamisa wants to attack them and stuff like that. So all this, you'd see that Chris Mutsvangwa had a lot of time of doing nothing. When there were no issues, really, he would be running to do press conferences. But now, when we have very, very critical issues happening, like the Gaza revolution, this was the real time that we expected to be seeing Chris Mutsvangwa coming out, guns blazing, standing to defend his boss, Emerson Mnangagwa, and castigating Comrade Gaza and stuff. But it did not happen. Only a letter that we saw circulating, and this letter is said to have been coming from ZANU-PF HQ. But Chris Mutsvangwa again is on record, having said that he was forced to write that letter and stuff like that. If it's a lie that he was forced, then we should have seen a real press conference. Why is the press conference not coming from Chris Mutsvangwa and Farai Marapira? So it continues to remain an issue that we are observing to see what really is happening. But of course, the reports that a lot are jumping ship, we have heard that it's happening. You also heard the show that we did earlier, where Nyoka Mabuno was talking about many people that are surrounding Mnangagwa who are playing double, who are also coming on the side of General Chiwenga faction. At the same time, when they are with the other guys from Mnangagwa side, they will be shouting 2030. So, which means we have a lot of people that are by the fence who are also trying to secure a position on the other side of the Chiwenga faction. And one of the people must be Chris Mutsvangwa. We've also heard rumors that Patrick Shinamasa and Obet Mpofu are also part of those that are seeking to get a seat in that other faction there, as they are seeing that the Mnangagwa cabal is a sinking ship. Very, very soon, people will be fighting and running for their lives because the end has finally come for Emerson Mnangagwa and ZANU-PF. So we want to continue to be standing and praying for the nation of Zimbabwe, believing our God, that God has, as he has said and promised, that this is the season of change. We shall be indeed seeing change happening to our country. Zimbabwe needs freedom. Zimbabwe needs to be freed. Zimbabwe needs new leaders. Zimbabwe needs a new government. Zimbabwe needs to recover. Zimbabwe needs to heal. Otherwise, we are not going anywhere. Until that happens, then Zimbabwe will begin to be a working country. Otherwise, thank you so much for joining me on the show, and remain blessed.